how to do the iconic Katherine Howard in 60 Musical on Broadway makeup look that I do every night. Keep watching. It's a long-awaited makeup tutorial. A lot of you guys have been asking for it. I didn't want to post it until I felt really confident about it, and now that I've almost been doing this for a year, I finally understand all the techniques that I like to do, and I will share it with you guys starting now. Ignore. Medicube Zero Pore Pads. I don't really understand what this does. I just noticed that when I put foundation on, my skin feels smoother. I guess it's supposed to make my pores go away. MAC 24-Hour Extend Eye Base Primer. I have a lot of MAC products because our show gives us MAC products all over the lid. This is the secret to all of your intense colors looking intense and staying on all day for 2 shows. I have this old MAC palette that I got in college. I always start with a white base because it helps neutralize the pink, because when I don't do it, the pink looks brown. It kind of looks the color of my skin. So I just put it all over my lid using this brush. So then I start with the pink. I started using this fluffy brush, pretty big, pretty round. And I go in with this Juvia's palette, The Berries by Juvia's. And I start with the lightest pink shade. I use the same brush for all the pinks. Is that bad? I don't know. Dip it in like this, tap off the excess, and then I start on the outside of my eye, the outer V. This is what my makeup supervisor taught me. I didn't start using this fluffy brush until probably last week. I think I was using the wrong brush this entire time. Again, focusing on the outer corner because it helps with dimension. Boom. The pinks, I like to build in intensity. That's what it looks like with the first layer of pink. Now I'm gonna go in with this bright pink. This is very pigmented. Boom. So I'm kind of doing like half and half. That's kind of the ratio that I figured out. Outside third is the most intense, the inside third is the most white, and then the middle is, I'm just kind of letting the gradient do its thing. At this point, I really like to go back in with the white. I feel like that's kind of what gives it really buttery blend. This line right here, for some reason, really picks up a lot of light. I think it's just the shape of my eye. So it helps for me to like put extra white there. A little more pink, the medium shade, and just kind of put in the middle. There you go. Oh, it just looks so buttery. And then I'll use this flatter fluffy brush and I'll go in with this magenta. It looks magenta here, but on my skin, it looks like hot pink. And that right here. Just the outer V. And then shiny things. Now these products were given to us by our company. These Danessa Myrix Foils liquid shadows are what we all use here. Using a pinky one and a silvery one. And I use this flat brush, a concealer brush, but I find it's the best way to apply this like liquid product. So I'll start with the pink one in the center of my eye and then the silver one on the inner corners of my eye. This one works as a really great transition shade. Pick it up with my brush. I'll start with literally like this much. Start on the center of my eye. And already it's like adds a lot. And I'll keep building, sweep downwards. I find that bringing it all the way up here, it just kind of works with my eye shape. So that's the shimmer that it's adding so far. Now we're gonna transition to silver. I use the same brush, but just the other side. Also, okay, this is the shade Titanium. This is the shade Alien. Also used Venus in the past. That looks really good too. Squeeze again, a little dot of it to start. And I go right here. I kind of know where to aim it based on what it feels like on my eye, because I've done this 8 times a week for almost a year. I blend it in. It has kind of like a powdery quality. And again, that like line that seems to pick up light, I like to put a lot of silver on that. Boom, bring it up. Follow that line, sweep it out. And I always like to look at the mirror to see like how the light is picking up on it. And you can even kind of tell, like this is like shinier than this. I'm gonna add more silver. Boom. Now, liquid liner. Currently, I'm using the NYX Epic Ink Liner. It's a liquid liner. It looks like this. This product was really good at the beginning, but then it started fraying, and so it's been kind of annoying. Liner that I started with was the MAC liquid liner, and that was so good. If I'm recommending a liner to you, like the MAC liquid liner, but I'm making do with this. So with a wing, I like to follow the angle of my bottom, like, follow the angle of the bottom part of my eye, and then I just sweep it up. I kind of go out in. Start lightly. A little guideline. Look at it in the mirror. Do the guideline on the left side too, so that I can try and match it. Following the angle here. So then I look at it, like, is that kind of even? And if it's not even, it's just a guideline, so I can erase it and do it again. This I'm pretty satisfied with. I thicken it. Top part of this wing, I'm gonna aim kind of for like that part of my eye, the outer fourth of my eye, right here. I'm gonna connect from here to here. Very geometric. Boom. And then I'll just follow the top of my lash line. And so again, top line, I'm gonna aim for like right here and just make a skinty little triangle. And then fill it in. Bring it all the way to the beginning. I used to be really shy about bringing eyeliner all the way to the center, but at this point, I'm brave. This one, I want to match the thickness on the outside of this. So I'm gonna, boom. I always curl my eyelashes. The eyelash curler is the Kiss brand. I use the MAC waterproof MAC Stack mascara. And if I don't put mascara on, but I put falsies on, I can see the layer of my eyelashes because they're covered in eyeshadow. That is how much mascara I put on. You can't see it on my eyelash. Like, my eyelashes are not the gift on my face. These are the Kiss 11. This is the lash that works the best with my eye shape. I have this tool, lashes holders. Can't do it without it. The glue I use is the Duo Quickset Strip Lash Adhesive in the color white/clear. Pick it up off the thingy. It's not a brush, it's just like a piece of like silicone or something. Tried using the kind of glue that comes on a brush and it wasn't as good. I couldn't do it like at all. Put a line of glue. It's very even. And it looks like bright white when you first put it on. I hold it in my tweezers. And I use the plastic thing that comes to cover eyelashes thing, and I use it to fan, make it tacky. I do this instead of blowing, because usually as I'm doing my makeup, I'm warming up my voice too, so my mouth is unavailable. Wait for it to not look bright white anymore. Okay, that should be good. Gianna taught me this. I lift my chin, and then I place it from this angle, and I can see everything happening. Over and over again. Boom. So the lash kind of ends not exactly at the outer corner, and I actually lifted it above, so it's not right flush with my lash line out here. There it is. I tried other lashes, but I really like the wispier ones. I don't like the ones that are too full because it just really overwhelms my eye. I envy Demi Wispies though, are the best ones. My vocal warm-up from my voice coach on The Voice, Treylani, is now in my ear. I do the same vocal warm-up every day. From up to down, lift my chin. It's like landing a plane sometimes. At the beginning of my contract, I was really scared about the false lashes. But the thing with all of makeup, and everything with my job, anything you do every day, 8 times a week for a year, you become an expert at. This MAC primer is pretty good on the 2 show days, especially when it's kind of moist in the theater and I sweat a lot. It's moist right now because the humidifier's back on, so I find that when I'm on stage, I'm back to my summer level of sweat. And I've just kind of started using this brush to incorporate it. I really don't know if that's right. I don't like how it feels in my fingers, so. MAC Studio Fix Mattifying 12-Hour Shine Control Primer. Now for the foundation. MAC Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation. My shade is NC25. This is the only foundation I've ever known. I have no other advice about it. I do 1 pump right on my face, on each cheek. Oh my God, I'm running out. Great. And then I do like a 1/4 of a pump here, and like a line 1/4 of a pump here. I grab this brush, Ultimate Blending, kind of dab it in. And I kind of avoid the under eye. Woo, 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 woo. So I use this brush just to spread it around evenly, but then I'm gonna go in my beauty blender. Yes, I have a sink in my room. Work it into my skin. Now for the concealer, I use MAC Studio Fix 24 Hour Smooth Wear Concealer in the shade A84. How did I know my color match? My makeup supervisor did it. I don't know how to do it. Okay, so I put it on the inner corner, right here, and a little bit here, and a little bit here. Right here, a little bit here, a little bit here. Today I'll put it here and kind of brighten my chin too. Then I love her, leave her alone. I'll go in my contour and do that first while I let this kind of set and get a little bit drier. I found this random contour stick at the beauty store. Ladio Build and Blend Contouring Stick with Aloe and Jojoba in the shade Amber Rose. And it's just a stick, and I aim it for half of my cheek, and I go straight for like my mid-ear. I kind of do 2 swipes, and on the other side. And I also go kind of off of feel, like I can feel my cheekbones. So I just kind of literally paint on the underside of my cheekbones. I like to use my temples and then kind of dot around here. And then I go in with this denser brush and I pat my contour in. My concealer is still loading. I like putting this on the sides of my face too, because sometimes I feel like my face feels really wide. It depends on the day. Maybe that's also, no one else sees that. Maybe it's just me. Darkening this part kind of makes it like slims my face. Now I'll go back in with my beauty blender and blend in my concealer. Then I go in with my powder, like MAC Studio Fix Pro Set and Blur powder. I'm not really a powder expert. And then I'll use this thingy. I'll pick some up here, blot it out on my palm right here, and press it right in. I don't really bake because I don't know what that means. Apply the powder wherever I put concealer. I don't really put it all over my whole face because I'm gonna put so much other powder on the rest of my face. Probably not correct, but that's what I've always done. This is one of my favorite steps. Pick up my berries, add this smaller, fluffy-ish brush. Go in with this magenta shade right here, below my waterline. And I love that step. I leave the inner part blank, concentrating the pink on the outside and keeping the inside of my eye lighter. And then I'll go in with my bottom mascara. Now I'll go in with my brows. Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the color Ash Brown. I feel like this is maybe the wrong color, but it looks fine on Self Eyebrow Duo. This is how much I dip it. Boom. I start on the kind of almost the inner corner, but not really. And I do it in little strokes. Once I get some of the product off, I'll bring it back into the inner corner of my eyebrows because it's just really easy to make my eyebrows look very, very drawn on. I don't naturally have a lot of eyebrow hair. I don't really get my eyebrows done, so as you can see, I have a lot of extra hairs there, but you don't really see it from far away. Kind of let her live. Juvia's Place Bronze in the shade Tan. I have this double-ended brush. Got it from Marshalls. One size for bronzer, one size for blush. I'll go in with a lighter bronzer, swirl it around, dot it on like that. Starting on this triangle of my cheek, that's where I start, and I angle it down this way. So I build here, and then I bring it down. Bring it up to my temples. Other side. Again, I'm doing like this triangle right here. My cheekbone, like I can feel it. That's what I'm aiming for. Then I'll go in with a darker shade, and I'll do like the rest of the outside of my face. So I'll go on my jaw, below my chin, and then onto my forehead. Boom. It kind of makes my face feel less wide. Then I go in with blush. MAC Full Fuchsia Frost Powder Blush. As you can see, it's kind of like chunky, like dried. I don't love that about this product, but I have so much of it left, and I'm almost at the end of my contract. So then I use this side, swirl it in, aim for that same section, like that same triangle right on top of the bronzer. I'm not shy when it's out here, but I am a little bit shyer when I bring it down. And the way that the pink blends in with my bronzer is mwah. And I like bringing it up into my temple. I am now finally dropping the long-awaited lip combo. Not every Katherine Howard's lip combo is the same because we have different skin colors. First, MAC lip liner in the shade Vino. And then I kind of color in like most of my lips except for like the center. So step 2, Powder Kiss liquid lip color from MAC in the shade Makeup Fashion. This is a liquid matte lipstick. It's gorgeous. I have some sensory issues with glossy things, so I like the matte ones. Then we're not done yet. MAC actual lipstick in the shade Candy Yum Yum. So I put it right on like the pout right here. And then I'll clean it up, literally with my finger. Back with the liner. And then I'll take off the excess, one of my reusable makeup wipe thingies. And that is the Katherine Howard lip combo. I love her. I'm gonna make the inner corners pop even more. Urban Decay Moon Dust Glitter Liner. This is what it looks like. I'll start right here. Shimmer is just like a little bit more intense. And the Danessa one, I'll also come in from the bottom, fill in my inner corner, and drag it here. You see that? I love bringing it up towards here. I just think it's drama. Also, something that is very signature for me, gem on the inner corner. So I have this set of gems that I bought from the beauty store. Rhinestone glue that I bought on Amazon. Dotting tool that people use for nails, but also makeup. Star of the show. Shout out to Erin, my dressing roommate, who gave me this. It's just a colored pencil, and that's what I use to pick up the rhinestones. Squeeze a little bit out, pick it up with a tool here and here. If I were to draw a line from this corner of my eye to this corner of my eye, follow that line, and then place the dot right there. I'm gonna take my colored pencil, pick up my rhinestone from in here, and it sticks really well. Boom. You can't even see it because I have so much glitter, but from far away, sometimes the light will catch it. It'll look really good on stage. Kryolan setting spray. It's so intense. I always have to hold my breath. Still take my breath. And that's the makeup look. Put my pony and everything on and I'll be back. And that's the final look with a costume and everything.